Hey gamers, it's your buddy Work. We are back again. I just wrapped up the Tomb of Annihilation log, and now I'm getting ready to start Turn of Fortune's Wheel, the Planescape adventure. So there's a little bit of information about that and the setup. And then my hope is after the session tomorrow to make another video. So I'll upload 3 videos after not posting any for like 5 months. So that'll be great. So, a little bit of backstory. I played Planescape. I played Planescape in 2nd edition. I loved the planes. I had, the what was it? With the big astral juggernaut on the cover, the one-eyed monster was like the manual of the planes, I think it was. We had that, and we played that way back whenever all the books had an orange binding, and we loved it. We loved the Githyanki. I mean, we used the Fiend Folio a lot, like almost exclusively played from the Fiend Folio. We had psionics, and we had the planes, and we did a lot of stuff with that. We loved the demons and the devils and the slods and the Gith. And we loved all of that, and that was a lot of what we played. We didn't play Game of Thrones fantasy role playing. We played whacked out crazy demons and angels fighting in heaven D&D. And that's the point where I come from. Like, that's the stuff that I like. So as soon as they came out with the 5th edition, like I got in right early on the pre-order, direct from the Wizards site. Got that bad boy. I kind of wish that I would have gotten the collector's edition because I would have liked to have had the Dieter Lizzie cover. I love Dieter Lizzie's art. I've looked at so much Dieter Lizzie art. It's burned into my pubescent brain. Like, it's like way back in my brain. It kind of is the setting to me. So a lot of what I've noticed is a lot of the prep for this campaign, I do keyword searches and I look for art from Dieter Lizzie that like inspires me and puts me in a frame of reference for this to prepare for this campaign. So at the end of the Tomb of Annihilation campaign, which went on for a long time, and we finished, and it was super triumphant. All of the players, the 3 players, decided that they wanted to keep everything the same, but play the Planescape campaign. So we're still going to play on Sundays. We're still going to play from 2 to 7. We're still going to play once a month. I was hoping maybe we'd go to Saturday. I was hoping maybe we'd go later or a little shorter, or if they wanted to do every other week, or nope. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Which is amazing to me. Again, it's reassuring. It's very self-affirming. But yeah, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. So I got the campaign setting, the 3 books. I've been reading it. The main thing that I haven't really read is the monsters. I mean, it's like reading spreadsheets to me. So I read a little bit of the Sigil book. I went through Sigil book. Went through, I'm already familiar with the factions, but I kind of grazed over them. I went through the locations. Again, I'm familiar with Sigil and the locations. Some new stuff in there, but nothing really groundbreaking I already kind of had. So I kind of refreshed myself on that. And then I started reading the campaign. So Turn of Fortune's Wheel, I really like it. It seems good. I'm a little concerned about the sandboxy nature of the whole thing. For instance, tomorrow we're going to be, spoilers, we're going to be coming out of the mortuary, right? So if they don't die at least once getting out of the mortuary, they spill out into the street. Not what do you want to do? You can do anything. I think I'm more prepared for that than some. DMs just because of my background in Planescape and D&D as a whole. I think for a new DM, that would be terrible. It would be an opportunity for failure of extreme proportion. So I have a couple of things planned. Sort of things that are going on. I'll kind of set them off on a path. They're going to need some breadcrumbs, I think. So I'm going to give them some breadcrumbs, but if they don't follow the breadcrumbs, it is what it is. We'll do our best. So the other thing is I had my 3 players, and then one of the players said that he thought he had another guy that wanted to play. And I'm like, awesome. So I gave him like a few weeks, and I'm like, hey, how was that guy want to play? He said, oh, I'll reach out to him. I'll let you know. So I gave him a couple of weeks. Hey, is that guy want to play? And he said, yeah, well, I asked him, but he's not getting back to me. And then later he talked to him, and I was like, just forget about it. Like, that's fine. It's not a problem. I'm glad that you want to share. Not everybody realizes like how fun and awesome it is. Some people, especially if you've never played or if you've had bad experiences previously, it's not, whatever. You can't force people to have fun. I think, if our history of war has taught us anything, you can't force people to have fun. So, I have my wife. So my wife is a college professor, and there's a visiting college professor who is amazing. Amazing. She's an amazing person, and her husband, Jesse, I met him, and I think he's played D&D, but he's also very interested in other gaming systems. So we talked a little bit about Alien, and we talked a little bit about, I don't really remember, some other stuff. He was big into board games. I like board games, but sometimes the rules are a little too much for me, and I really only have time for the one hobby, which a lot of times I struggle for time to be able to play D&D at the level that I want to play it, like just to be as effective. Like I could always do a shitty job and not have as much fun and not do as good of a job, but like I don't know, I want to maximize my effort into this. That's kind of the way I think you should look into any hobby. It's your hobby, right? You're looking into it for relaxation and fulfillment and all of the good things that come along from success in your hobby. It was funny. My wife and I both had a very successful weekend at our hobby. In my Saturday group, there were things going on with the DM, and he actually asked me to run that Saturday group for him. And I DM'd the Saturday group, and it went just amazingly. Like, I was on cloud 9. Like, I was so scared. I only had like 2-3 days of prep time. I didn't have a lot of prep time. I totally prepared. Like, I stole an Adventurers League, adventure and totally changed it and fleshed everything out and did stuff and kind of imagined in my mind how it was gonna go. And we played it, and it was awesome. It was so fast because that group's slow. So I was very concerned about pacing. The pacing was phenomenal. I don't think the pacing was phenomenal. I was concerned about the time. Perfect. Like, we finished at like 10:49, instead of, we're ready to finish at 11. Like, it was amazing. Like, I was beaming the next day telling my wife about it. My wife loves yoga, and she had an amazing exchange and an amazing class at her yoga studio, and they basically gave her like a free membership. So we're like jumping up and down and hugging because we're so successful at our hobbies, right? It just felt amazing. It's like you have, we're parents, and, we're in this community, and, we have our professional careers, and we have, our families back home, and we have all of this stuff going on. But then to do really well in your hobby, it was our hearts were full. our hearts were full, and we got to be that happy for each other at the same time and know how it felt ourselves, so we were able to acknowledge how the other person felt, and it was great. It was just a great weekend. Back to Fortune's Wheel. So again, I think you need to devote yourself and try to do as good as you can. And if you can't do that, if you can't dedicate yourself, then that's fine. Just bow out. So my wife's cohort or colleague, I think it's a colleague. I always call her cohort or comrade. I think that says a lot about academia. But her colleague has a husband, and the husband plays. And my wife has been trying to get us together and can he get in your game? Can he get in your next game? And I was like, we got to finish Tomb of Annihilation. We got to finish. Like, I can't bring in anybody new to the last session or two of Tomb of Annihilation. It's not going to work. And she kept asking and kept asking and kept asking. So then once we were done, she's like, get Jesse, get Jesse, get Jesse. So now I've invited Jesse, and Jesse's excited to play. He's a great guy. So yeah, Jesse's going to be in it, with my other 3 players, and, I put it out to Reddit, put it out there, and what I generally do, I put the posting up and I describe everything and say, get a hold of me, and I'll leave it out there for like a week, and I usually get like a couple people or something, and they have questions that I answer, and then I usually don't hear back, so I figure that's not an answer they wanted to hear. So I go through the people that have posted looking for a group or looking for players, like, hey, I just moved here and I don't know anybody, but I love D&D, or hey, I've been wanting to get into D&D, but I don't know anything about it and I don't have any friends here, or hey, so I look for people like that, and I found this guy who moved here from Oregon. Great, right? I have friends that have lived a long time in Northern California, very close to the Oregon border. Oregon, Madison, Wisconsin's sort of that kind of vibe. So I felt so he is here. He is a coach at one of the nearby colleges. So has played D&D a long time, plays this D&D group now that's moved online, and the people are in different countries, and they're still playing online whenever they can schedule it, and he was looking for a group, and turns out he's like real close to my house. Like, he lives like several blocks away. Like, he can just walk over for the game. So I got this guy, and very excited. His name also starts with a J. Dang it. I'm going to have to remember his name before tomorrow. Josh. I believe it's Josh. So Jesse and Josh, and of course Connor and Alicia and Gabe. So now I'm starting with 5. We're going to start with a full house. That's all the chairs I got. I can't have any more players. So we're starting. I'm very excited to play Planescape. I'm very excited for the glitch system. Turns out that the idea that I pitched for my Saturday group that I play in, I basically pitched the glitch system before the glitch system came around. Before the glitch system was anything, I recommend it on a different level, because the characters don't die. You can just switch them out. Just switch out your characters. They're all there. All right? So my premise for that group is that we are a traveling troupe of entertainers and charlatans and craftsmen and merchants and smugglers and what have you. And we have this big train of, wagons, and we go from town to town to town, and we entertain, and we steal money, and we do schemes, and we go on adventures, and we do all this stuff. So I have at least 3 characters that I play in that campaign, and we'll do like an adventure that takes 2 or 3 or 4 sessions, and then we'll go back and change towns, and I'll switch characters. And a couple of people have joined me in doing that, and that's kind of like this glitch system. The thing with the glitch system is that you switch characters, but it's the same character. So it's like the spirit or a multiverse, right? You go from playing Noir Spider-Man to playing Spider-Ham to playing Mecha Spider or whatever, right? So you can kind of go from from incarnation to incarnation, and they can be as similar or dissimilar as you prefer. So very excited to get into the glitch system. I kind of hope somebody dies in the mortuary. I think that would be awesome to have somebody die and then boop, there's a new person just walks into the room and then the next scene, like they finish the combat and somebody like comes in the room is like, what's right there? So I think that'll be cool. Like I said, I do like the overall story. It's very sandboxy. Sigil, very sandboxy. Boom, you're in Sigil. What do you want to do? You can do literally anything. We could play in Sigil forever. Forever. So, I don't know how well they're going to take to that. I don't know how long they'll want to do that. The party with Tomb of Annihilation had a lot of trouble relaxing into Port Nyanzaru and having a good time, but after a little bit, they started having a good time and starting to try to check off all the different options on the list and do all the side quests or whatever, all the fetch quests and everything. They kind of got into it, and then they were like, "We got a clock's ticking. We got to get out of here." So right now, we don't have a clock ticking. I mean, there is like the harmonium encounter. I don't know that I'm gonna do the harmonium encounter. It just depends on how quick everything goes. If things are going very, very quickly, then I'll probably do the harmonium encounter at the end of the first session. If they're having a good time and it's going super leisurely, I probably won't do the harmonium encounter. Maybe not for a couple of sessions. Maybe I'll let them just have fun in Sigil. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Same deal whenever they get out of Sigil into the Outlands and they're looking for the walking castle or whatever it is. Same thing. They don't really know. They're looking for this Modron. And my whole thing is the planes are infinite. It's infinities on top of infinities. It's infinite infinities. Infinity, times 10 to infinite power. So it's not like you're playing a video game and you're like, okay, I need to find a Modron. There's like infinite Modrons everywhere. They're looking for clues in the dirt in the Outlands, which again is infinite in every direction. Where are you going to look? How are you going to find some footprints in the dust? There's some Modron left, right? The way that they get to the castle seems very up in the air. And I think that a lot of coincidences need to happen to get them on that path on their own. I think for the characters to successfully investigate without it just being, oh, you go here and conveniently get the exact piece of information you need, and then you go there and also get the exact piece of information. I don't want it to be like the sequels to Star Wars, right? I want it to actually be a good story. I want them to have, autonomy. I want them to be able to do what they want to do and to feel like they succeeded instead of feeling like they were just connecting dots effortlessly or with slight effort. So we'll see how it goes. I'm getting ahead of myself. First things first, we'll do the mortuary. We'll do what happens whenever they get out of the mortuary. We'll see how it goes. Right now, the glitch characters, the first characters they're playing, I don't know which one Jesse has picked. Josh picked a Favored Soul Sorcerer, which is one of my favorites. I love playing Favored Soul Sorcerers. I think they're great. I have a Asimar that I play, Favored Soul. I also loved Favored Souls in Dungeons and Dragons Online, DDO. Played that for a long time. Still one of the great MMOs of all time, in my opinion. An Eladrin, I think, sorcerer from Connor, Storm Sorcerer. There's also a Alicia is leaning towards a Kinku wizard, which I was concerned about Kinku. I talked to her about Kinku and my concerns. She was not concerned. And Alicia's a great player. So I'm no longer especially concerned. I'm more interested to see how she's going to do it. Like I said, Jesse has multiple characters. Gabe, I forget what Gabe has. But at this point, they all are making 2 or 3. I encourage them to make 3 characters. They're all 3rd level. So we'll see how it goes. And then hopefully I'll make a video after it happens instead of 3 months after it happens, like I did with Tomb of Annihilation. So hopefully everything will work out. This is not the most useful video. It's just kind of the in-between the campaigns video, a little bit of a wrap-up, a little bit of a, hey, this is what we're going to be doing. And then after the first session, I'll have a lot more information about that. So, till then, your buddy Work, D&D Hobbyist. Please, YouTube, algorithm, we love you. Like, subscribe, comment, share, kiss the screen, sacrifice a goat to Alphabet Corp, whatever you think might help. We appreciate all your support. Until then, I love you. I'll talk to you later.